Welcome to the Disney Hour Express podcast. I'm Abbie.
And I'm Rob. We are two hopelessly romantic Disney enthusiasts,
Sharing fun stories, secret tips, and family travel experiences.
If you are a Disney newbie, or maybe a season pass holder, we hope you find this information helpful.
We turned our love of Disney into a unique boutique travel agency that books Disney and Universal vacations.
We've got a lot of stories, so cozy on up, choose your favorite drink,
Whether that be a cocktail or a hot chocolate,
and enjoy the Disney Hour Express.
Hi. All right, are we ready to roll? What do you think?
I don't even know what to say at this point.
That was a really long way to get here, but hey, Pioneers. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. Welcome to a very special live episode of the Disney Hour Express, your weekly ride through all things magical. I'm Abbie, and over there is Rob.
Hi.
And tonight we're going to switch things up a bit so you can get to know us and the voices behind the mics. We'll be chatting all about Disney and maybe a few behind the scenes stories that you haven't heard before. What do you think?
Well, we just want to start off by saying we were originally supposed to have a special guest on, and the reason why we are so late is we were having technical difficulties getting all of the video and audio to sync up and work together.
Right.
So now you just get the two of us again, which you really didn't get to see us last time anyway, or you saw us, but you did not hear us.
That's true. I mean, you heard some of us. Let's be fair. Let's be fair to ourselves, right? You heard some of us. So that's right. So we were going to have Tink on, who's been on our show before. We love her so very much. She's awesome. She is Florida based, and she gets to go over to Universal all the time, right? And she gets to go to Disney all the time as well. Mm-hmm. But she is a big Halloween Horror Nights fan. So she was going to fill us in a little bit. But the big takeaways she was going to give us on that is that this year is better than last year for Halloween Horror Nights. So if there's a year that you go, she said this year is better. They even reorganized the line structure for how you get into the houses, which made it flow so much better. I remember that was one of her biggest complaints last year. That was just like, they even had to get a kind of special pass to get through the lines quicker. And that just didn't happen. This year, it sounds like those things went a little bit better. But you know what? We're going to figure it all out, and we're going to have her back because she went on a very amazing cruise to Norway on Disney. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that the next time she comes. What do you think?
But we also don't want you to think we're not just here promoting travel, right? We're here because we enjoy Disney. We enjoy
all
the theme
things
parks, Disney, Universal. And no, to answer your question, Abbie is not a witch, despite her what she's drinking out of.
Are you sure?
I don't know if I'm sure about anything anymore.
And my little cackle. I know. It's been a trying evening trying to get all this stuff going.
So one of the things, yes, that we wanted to do, we did this last time, but no one heard it, and I'll stop referencing last episode, I promise, is that we kind of, the reason why we started doing this was because we met over one of the things that we initially bonded over. There were a multitude of things, but was our love of Disney and everything Disney.
Everything Disney. Our love of Blockbuster too, I think.
Our love of Blockbuster?
Yeah. I have fond memories of Blockbuster, as do you. But I guess primarily Disney.
They're mostly jaded because of working there for way too long. But yes, there was a love of Disney, and so what I'd like to do, what I'm going to do is we're going to take turns telling each other's Disney story.
Oh, geez Louise. Okay.
Because now this is also for the podcast listeners, I think this is episode 133.
Yeah.
Right? This is episode 133 of the podcast.
Thanks for hanging in there, Pioneers.
Yeah.
You could probably tell our stories better than we can tell each other's stories.
So
I think.
to not bore them too much, but now they've heard us go through this. This is somewhere in the archives.
Uh-huh.
So I'll say that Abbie was a pretty constant visitor to Disney growing up. Right? Not every year, but
I think like every 5 years, maybe.
Okay, and that's a kind of a normal. I think for most families, right? I have a lot of friends that they maybe are going to take their kids twice, 3 times until they're in their teens, and then
that's true.
After that. So I think that's kind of like 3-4 years. That's kind of like a lot of stuff. So you kind of went on a somewhat consistent basis.
Sure. It was when I reached adulthood and became in charge of my own travel that it became a problem. And I went a lot more.
A problem, she says.
A problem.
Interesting. And so then as she grew up, she was still going. She eventually went to graduate school.
Yes.
Down in Florida.
Winter Park was where my school was based. Yep.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And so at that point, when you're so close to the fun of it all.
Right. So for a while I lived in Ocoee, Florida, and I got to, it's so funny because when I was in Ocoee, instead of being in the Disney atmosphere, we were actually more so in the Universal atmosphere. So that's when I got my Universal year-long pass, the annual pass to Universal. And they actually were giving 2 years for the price of 1 for students. Yeah. So it was like this really great deal. And I got to go to Universal all the time. It was really great.
When did you get to go to Disney?
Never. Oh. It was so weird. I think it's like that age bracket in your early 20s that I know everybody still goes to Disney, but just in that particular time frame, we went to Universal all the time.
We have an FTP specialist down there right now.
Celebrating at Disney, you're talking about? She's celebrating her big 21, which is really fun. She brought a big group of girlfriends, and they are having the best time. She even set up a little Venmo account for people to buy her drinks, which made me laugh. I was like, oh, that's creative.
And that's a shout out to Dylan.
Yeah,
you could find her somewhere in the socials and donate to her drinking fund.
Well,
or something. Be safe down there, please.
Yeah, we don't want to hear about you being in any fountains over at Epcot.
I want to be in a fountain in Epcot.
Well,
okay.
Fountain of Youth. Got it.
And obviously now we're together. There's children involved. We brought the kids up.
That's true.
And through it all. And so now, Abbie, let's see. I'm very interested. And so basically what I'm saying is it brought us here today.
Yes.
To where we are now.
That's true.
Our shared love of Disney and our fascination with the parks and our kind of, overused by all of the people, but the magic, right? I think all those Disney folk, we feel the magic.
Yes.
And we also use that term a lot.
Yeah. Magical and everything's marvelous. So,
everything is marvelous. So now I'd like to hear what Abbie's rendition of my Disney story is. Let's see what she remembers.
Listen. Okay. So when you were a young lad.
As a young lad.
Way
in
back
Ireland.
in the day.
Wee Ireland.
You went on a fam trip, right? With your grandparents. And I'm just making sure I get this. And your sibs. And your mom and dad. And you actually stayed in one of those Treehouse Villas, right?
Yeah.
Am I right?
We did.
I mean,
we were flush.
You were something. I don't know what kind of facial expression you're making right now, but you're like putting your face in all sorts of different directions. So you got kind of like the posh introduction to Disney.
Definitely.
And I think you had a fun time. There was a story about Sister Jess and grapes in the bus. Is that correct?
Jazz.
Yep.
Oh, we covered in grapes. Oh boy.
Yeah. But as far as I know, it was a really good journey. You really fell in love with it. And then you didn't go back until like adulthood, right? I think you went to Universal when you were in like your tween years.
There were some other times when for a while, we actually did move down to Florida for a couple of years when I was in middle school. So there were.
Do you like how I say correct to your story?
there were a few more times that we went to Disney, but yes, definitely. Then it was like I say for my teens, big gap in the teens, and then you went on this like magical solo adult trip. Almost, I went back with nieces, brother and sister.
Right, but you went. Oh no, you went with your nieces first, and then you went on your adult trip, and then gotcha. All right. Gotcha. So you fell in love with Disney again. I fell in love with
Disney again. I took a solo trip years later. Once they finally, I finally found a reason I was one of those people that felt weird going down on my own.
Yep.
And being that at the time I didn't have a family. So eventually.
We just magically fell out of the sky one day.
Yes, it's true. Maybe I came up from the ground. They fell from the sky.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway.
I don't know what to say about that.
It came out of a hellmouth. So then, I took a solo trip once Galaxy's Edge opened up because as you could see, I'm a Star Wars person. And, it was just something that it made sense to me. And that's kind of like where I felt the magic. Right. And so as Abbie and I met. Well,
listen, do you remember the first question you asked me? Like ever?
Like it was probably, what's your favorite ride?
Yeah. What's your favorite Disney ride?
And of course she said the Tower of Terror.
Yep. And then you sent me a picture of you on the Tower of Terror.
Sure. It's true.
And then that wrote history. There you go.
And here we are.
But also, I just want to say, like, in that, and it's because he's also listening, I can see in that picture of the Tower of Terror, he instantly also introduced me to two of his siblings, which I was like, whoa, we're moving fast here.
Slightly. Definitely slightly fast.
Anyways. All right. So that's awesome. I love it. Let's do a little rapid fire Disney questions. What do you think?
Rapid fire.
So what's your favorite park snack?
What's my favorite park snack?
A snack. Oh my God.
We do this. This happens to us all day. This is like our household life. Park snack, not snot. I'm going to say that it is the warm cinnamon roll from Gaston's.
Oh, that's a good one. I mean,
and it kind of depends, right? That's if I'm like kind of feeling like something, sweet as opposed to savory.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I gave a different answer last time. I'm gonna go with that now.
Yeah. Listen, I'm telling you, the last couple of times we've had the pretzels, they have gone, they've gone downhill, my friends.
When you think of, I feel like that's every pretzel.
That's
like every pretzel that I have. Like I used to go to Yankee Stadium when I was a young boy.
Oh boy.
And they used to have the best pretzels outside of the stadium. And now they're just kind of mediocre.
Okay.
But
anyways, and so I think like my best, like I loved that popcorn we had from the confectionery. And I'm going to say it again and again. If you don't get the special popcorn where you put all the crazy shit that's going to give you diabetes on it.
Oh.
Oops, a bleep.
Whoa.
You got to do it. It's really, really, really good. I mean, it was like was it the magical wish popcorn bucket? I don't even know because it had the stars and it was blue and it was drizzled with all the chocolate. And see, I could just talk about it forever. It was really good. Stars in the blue. Yum.
Okay, so what's your favorite snack?
But that was my favorite snack, you weirdo. What ride do you need to rope drop? No, you're just messing with me.
Every single one of them.
No, what's the necessity? What's your necessity? Rope drop ride.
Oh my God. Well, one thing you know about me is that I am obsessed with park
We want to see you when you're talking.
strategy. I am obsessed with park strategy. And I was going to move this over here so that I can see where everything is. So yeah, that's a big deal to me, right? Is kind of knowing where the park's going to be, or like the rides, the way the rides flow, and how things work out. So right now, I think we just had a really good rope drop at Animal Kingdom, even though it only has the 6 queued rides, now 5 because Cali River Rapids. So I don't know if that necessarily is. I want to master the Magic Kingdom rope drop.
Right?
And
because the last time we tried to do the rope drop, it just went insanely
had this
wrong.
Whole like thing set up in our mind, like we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna do it. And like we did have a multi-pass. We had a lightning multi-pass. We had stuff set up, but we were trying to rope drop at the time 7 Dwarfs Mine Train, and of course we got there and it was down, and they were like, "Don't wait in line." the cast members were like, "You don't want to wait in line. It's going to be at least."
And like they were saying 90 minutes.
90 minutes, yeah. So I think right now I want it, but I don't know if rope dropping 7 Dwarfs or Tron is the right move in Magic Kingdom. I'd love to be able to test out both of those theories and see which one comes out best. I know there's other people on YouTube. My friend Rob at Ear Scouts has done it. I'd love to test that out and see which one actually works on just like a regular park there. So right now, I want to rope drop 7 Dwarfs Mine Train just to get through that flow. We had those rides set up. It would have been so nice. But right, that's, as we all know, that's kind of what you have to do when you're in Disney. You have to kind of change things up.
Be okay with changing it around. Yeah, I agree. I think one of the rides that I have rope dropped in the past was the Kilimanjaro safaris, which is kind of a funny thing because I feel like we haven't had super long lines for Kilimanjaro safaris, but the value of going so early to that is that the animals are out more. Yes,
you get to see more animals,
which is great
because it's not as hot, and you know they're just I'm not doing my job. It's not as hot, and we are they were just waking up with them. I'm sure they wake up before
they're waking up and they just ate. Yeah. You know what I saw recently, which was really, really interesting, is that on hot days, those rocks over where they have like the lions are cooled. Like they have some sort of cooling mechanism in them. So it entices the lions to sit on them more on hot days and relax. So basically they're little air conditioners. I don't know if I really believe. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Disney does magical stuff to make everything happen, so it's possible.
Definitely.
I think we've just gotten wacky at this point.
All right. So now this is a question I asked you before, and I don't even know if you'll remember because it kind of threw you for a loop then. But what Disney villain do you secretly root for?
Oh, I remember you asking, and I have no idea who I said.
The good thing is no one else did. They didn't hear that part.
Oh, they didn't hear it?
Yeah.
Oh, so what Disney villain do I secretly root for? Oh, yeah, I do remember who I said. It was the evil stepsisters. I felt like they could be like guided into being good, right?
You feel like they weren't that bad.
Well, no, they were awful. They were terrible human beings. But it's like I feel like they could be. This sounds so terrible. I feel like they could be saved into going into like being a good person eventually. Misunderstood, perhaps. Led by a terrible stepmother. I don't know. I had felt bad for them. How about you?
I don't believe in villainy, so I'm a hero all the way.
Okay. Sounds good. All right.
Do you like it if that's just the answer?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Of all of, I think after this our last trip, I think I have a connection with Mother Gothel.
You do? Did you hear who's playing the live version of Mother Gothel?
Well, yeah, I did hear. Well, that's the rumors, right? I don't think there's really no dates or anything.
There's not. Yeah, that's true.
But who is it? Who was it?
Scarlett Johansson. ScarJo, my fave.
Oh, I didn't realize you were a big ScarJo.
I mean, we're friends.
Got it. You guys like hang out.
No, not at all. But I would be interested to see her in that role because she usually like plays the girl next door, No, that's not true. She was in all those kind of, what other roles? She was like a superhero or something. See, I know all that
She
stuff.
was a superhero. Okay, here's another one for you. And this one's kind of, where you get these questions from. So if Mickey gave you a lightning lane for life, which ride would you always use it on?
The Banshee Flight of the Passage.
Flight of the Passage, huh?
Every single time. Yep.
Interesting.
Why? I mean, you don't need one for living with the land.
I know. Would you rope drop? Would you fast pass living with the land though?
But you don't need to. It's always 5 minutes. But probably. How about you?
I would probably use it on. It would probably Rise of the Resistance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Mikey Pass wants to know what's the worst ride you ever experienced at Disney?
The Teacups.
Oh yeah.
I think back in the day, maybe I would have handled them well. I think that was a ride I always passed on whenever I went, and so the kids got us on them.
Yeah.
And of course they spun like there's never like those teacups have never been spun before. And I remember getting off of that thing, and I was just like, for the next 30 minutes, I think I was trying to be like, brave and like not show them that it affected me. It affected me. Like I was.
You were not okay.
I was ready to go.
Listen, nothing will ever top off after we got off of, God, what's that? The Harry Potter ride. What's the name of that one?
The one in the castle. I can't.
Forbidden Journey, right?
Harry Potter and Forbidden Journey.
Oh my gosh, you turned gray. You were like not okay, and we're like, I'm trying to find you water, and all we could get was like the gillyweed water, which was fine. It was water, but you were just like not good. I felt so bad for you. Oh. Yeah.
That was rough. And I think it's something to do with like, as you get older, I think you just kind of, just lose that.
Yeah.
Right. You just kind of lose that ability to like go on certain rides. And I think right now it's anything with screens affects me.
I'm sorry.
So don't get old, people.
Don't get old. So
stay young forever.
I think the scariest one, like it wasn't like a worst experience, but like 2 years ago when I went, I dressed up. It was for the Halloween Mickey's Not So Scary. And I dressed up and I had a tiara on my head that was lit up because I was a tarot card. And so it was just like part of my outfit. And it had like a little light on and off button. And I went onto Space Mountain. And I didn't really realize the whole, like, everybody's like, yeah, the lights are out. It's going to be so great. And I'm kind of like, oh, okay, cool. Well, we get onto the ride and we're going through and they stop that ride and they're like, turn off your lights, miss. And I'm like, what? Are they talking to me? And like, I couldn't get the button to go off. It was super embarrassing. And I'm like, they're waiting to like launch this thing until I turn off my tiara. And then I turn it off and it was so dark and I was not okay. I was like kind of like disoriented because of how dark it got when the tiara turned off because it was just so bright in there at that moment. And then just to like speed through a roller coaster where you already feel like your head might get chopped off a little bit. And it's completely dark. It was really scary. It was really, really scary. Yeah.
I could see that.
Terrifying. So much so that I got off and I was like, I'm never even going on it again with the lights on. And did I go on it again? I sure did. I did the next time we went because the kids wanted to go on it. But I like
you weren't wearing anything on your head.
I wasn't wearing a tiara.
You put away your Mickey ears at least.
Yeah.
Or your Minnie ears. So it reminds me of just something like that. On our past trip, I did a lot of recording. I was holding a gimbal, and so we went on Star Tours, and we were waiting in line, and it was with Bailey, and Bailey ended up being the Rebel spy, which was amazing for her. And here's the tip: if you want to be the Rebel spy on Star Tours, just give a compliment to the cast member that's letting you in, because that's what she did. She just kind of like on her own. She was like, "Oh, I really like your earrings."
Well, you know what though? Like this was the trip where I was trying to kind of lean into the girls about how, we want to build each other up continuously, like no matter what happens. And so she would tell me every now and again, oh, I like her shirt, or oh, I like her hair. And I'd be like, you go ahead and you tell her what you like. And so she started doing that to the cast members. And I was like, good, you're going to make them feel good. And so then, I don't know. I didn't mean for it to go in this direction, but it did.
She did become the Rebel spy.
She did.
As we were saying. Yeah. And then, so I went in there, and for everything that was, I've seen people film in Star Tours when they're there.
Oh, yeah.
So record it. And so I'm holding, like, she's sitting next to me, and I'm holding the gimbal. I'm sitting next to the thing, and like the cast member just comes up and she's like, at first I couldn't understand her, and she was just like, blah, 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 blah. Like I didn't hear what she said, and I was like, what? She's like, lightsabers need to be put under the. She's like, lightsabers need to be put under the seat, and I'm like, what? I was like, I was so confused by what she was talking about. Yeah. So she somehow thought I was holding a lightsaber, with a gimbal. So I know that feel, and then I felt like then it was like difficult to like get it underneath the thing, and like I felt like I was holding everyone up, and all these different things.
Yep. I mean, crazy times. Hey, what about the news? What's happening? We heard about some pretty significant price hikes.
What is happening in the news? Oh, that's definitely.
I mean, I'm going to say as far as like the ticket price hikes.
Yes.
I thought like the daily ones kind of looked a little bit more normal to me. Like they start at the $119 and they go pretty high, as you can imagine. But it was the park hopper ones that were really the ones that had a hike. Am I correct in saying that?
You are correct.
It was big. So I'm looking at like a park hopper ticket for even coming up. Let's see. If we were looking for one in April, a park hopper ticket now is in the $264 range, which is pretty nuts. Yikes. But then a Magic Kingdom ticket, and this again, April, Magic Kingdom is around $199, Epcot $184, Disney $194, Hollywood Studios, I should specify, was $194, and Animal Kingdom's $179. So, like, yes, April is kind of getting into that prime time for spring break, so you see a little bit of a significant height there. Yeah. a lot to be said about that. It's they keep pricing families out, which is awful.
Yeah, no, it is. And would I say that the price, look, the one thing that everyone kind of knows is that Disney prices are already somewhat high, right? Everyone kind of feels that. I think for more often than not, it's unlikely that families are going every year. So I don't know. I just feel like the prices, it's crazy to think of them raising any prices at all, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for them to where the price is like that high overall, it feels more like they're nickeling and diming us.
Yeah.
More than anything else, right? They're just like, they're raising things like the price of a Mickey pretzel was going up to, it went from like, it was like $4.99 to like $5.49. Like they're like 50 cents. It was like Dole Whip was going up 50 cents.
Right.
Things like that.
Well, I mean, and now we're seeing like a beer that was $12 going to be $18. So yes, we've got all of those significant prices. Yeah. So like, then what is it going to be like then for a family of 4 trying to find an affordable vacation at Disney? Is that no longer a thing, or are we always waiting for the discounts to drop? The free meal plans or the 30% off resorts or things like that.
I think you are. I think that's definitely going to be something that more people are going to do, and we're going to try to like. That's going to be part of the norm. I think the recommendation, right? Because we all kind of those of us that are like the Disney people, and they kind of know that you're the source, and you might want to just wait. This is when they usually, discounts usually drop in, January or something. Wait till then, and then book your trip and see what you could get.
But then also remember, when you book your trip, you can apply these discounts too. You got to do it right away, but you can do that. True,
but if you're doing it without the discount, then you're flying blind a little bit, right? So you're like going in just thinking you could just put a deposit down. Anyway, we don't want to get into the whole travel agent of it all. We could talk about that for our next episode, but
listen, I have to just say, I got a little distracted for a moment there. Our neighbors texted, and so did our Ring camera, saying that there's a coyote on our street. And so everybody's very worried about our little dog, Lando. But he is just asleep on the couch. So there's nothing to worry about. We appreciate it, though.
Of a nightmare over there. Yeah. I think we got to set up one of these days like a Lando cam.
Yeah. Or something to let all the neighbors know he's good. Here he is.
Well, it's like, look at the stream. You can see Lando. But
can you? He's all the way in the corner. He's a cutie pie over there on the couch.
So I don't know these prices. It is interesting.
It's not, it doesn't give you that warm, fuzzy feeling. That's for sure. Just because we've been hit with them so consistently since COVID, right? And then going from free magic bands to only discounted magic bands to 0 discounts on magic bands. And they're like upwards of $50 or more, right? Like at this point. And it's just, we had to replace almost everybody, 50% of our family's magic bands this year just because of sizing and stuff. And that is not cheap. That stinks.
No, it's true.
On top of everything else.
I think so it's crazy to think that now, like during the peak times, if you go to Magic Kingdom, it's going to cost you over $200 to get into there. And the lightning, that like a multi-pass is the maximum is now $45.
Yeah. So
to do that,
there's something to be said about that too.
It's $180.
It's crazy, but you can't do it with. I mean, you can do it without, but you can't, right? If you want the ease of the journey.
Technically, it's another $20, but it's just, that could be, that's an order of tachos, tachos and some Cokes.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're just taking it away. It seems like, right, you're there, you're going to spend money on other stuff anyway. yeah, it just didn't feel like a time. And I understand labor and everything else that is, their reason that they're saying is that labor costs are going up.
Yeah.
And and then they're saying, well, like we're working on the park, so we're going to raise prices. And not that this is really necessarily out of the blue, right? They always kind of raise something about this time when they announce some sort of pricing change or something like that for whatever. This was kind of like a bigger one because it was like a lot of different things just went up.
Yeah. Exactly. All right. So
I don't know.
We got that the Aerosmith. That was actually a question. I know I'm the only person that still listens to radio, but they had this little quiz this morning, and one of them was just like, "Oh, what band was Rock and Roller Coaster themed after?" And the person on the other end did not get that it was Aerosmith. And I was like yelling at the radio while driving this morning. I was like, come on, everybody knows that. And they were just talking about how it's going to transition over into the Muppets Rock and Roller Coaster, or rock and roll, I guess. What do you think about that? Are you ready for it?
I'm not ready for anything.
I know. We've never been on the Rock and Roller Coaster together.
We have not. No, it's always been something that, again, because when we've gone with kids, except for we went on our honeymoon.
Yeah, but we went to Epcot.
Yes. So yeah, I don't know when we would have had the chance to. Whenever we're in Hollywood Studios, yeah, it's mostly we did go on a date night there. We had a babysitter, but yeah, I don't know why we never went on that.
Focused on other things, I guess. It's one of those rides like, oh yeah, what was it? Rip Ride Rocket was on fire today over at Universal.
Oh, you're just
holy moly. Well, no, I was just thinking about the two. Like that was the other ride that I would be like kind of somewhat compare. I understand that Rip Ride Rocket is like way different because of the way that the roller coaster goes. But it's both of those rides, you feel like your head like shakes a little bit in there and you're not super comfortable. So I don't know. Maybe it's just not my favorite ride because of that.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, they're saying that the Muppets are going to be taken over in 2020, the summer of 26.
Right. Summer. So there's still time.
There's still time.
There's still time to experience.
I don't think they've announced when it's going to shut down yet. To be integrated into the for the Muppets. Just kind of look. I was looking through things earlier. I don't think I've seen a date.
Soon,
but it's gonna be shut down, and I think ultimately no one's gonna know because it's like just something. Again, like even though that area is always busy, I just feel like that, right? Because it was like before the villain show opened, it was like Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy was back there. And that was like, no one really went to that. And people would go to that just to get out of the sun. And it was like, they knew that there was be space and it would be okay.
Yes.
Now that the villain show is there, which is really good.
Yes.
Right? It's a really good show. Which it's kind of an odd place for it because it's very hidden, right?
Yeah.
But now it's going to be by the Muppets. So it's going to be a little bit more, I don't know. We're going to see. It's still an intense roller coaster. I don't think we can get our kids to go on it, even if after it's now Muppet themed.
I don't know. They're getting more into it.
But we'll see.
We'll see
What happens there.
What else we got going on? Your favorite ride going for a refurb?
Well, we were talking about this here. Harambe Market is switching over. I got to make sure. Yeah, screen switch. Hey, there, it worked this time. So Harambe Market in Animal Kingdom is in the Africa section. It's somewhere that has is a lot of authentic African dishes, or it was different types of food, right?
It was unique. Like, right, it had like the corn on the cob. Is that correct? Am I correct in saying that, or was it not Harambe?
That's at that stand that was outside. Of it, but it had like a lot of bowls, it was like a chicken and rice bowl, and certain But then there was other foods that were more authentic than that. And now it's just going to be, because the DinoLand closing, it's going to close restaurant the Saurus, the Trilobites, and I think the Dino Bites. Right. So they're all closing, and like their foods that they served, which were more, obviously they were just like, themed to dinosaurs. So it wasn't really anything kind of out of the ordinary. All their foods are being pushed out to the rest of the park. So all of their Harambe Market is now just going to be serving chicken tenders and hot dogs. And, all of these.
Come on.
Again, I guess it was something, and we do have somewhat picky eaters in here, in our family, that we would never take them there because of that. It was a little bit different of a menu, but it just feels like that's part of the Animal Kingdom way.
Right. You got to try something different.
These authentic meals to the parks. And so now you're just going to have it. Now, like I said, it's going to be chicken fingers and so on and so forth. Right. They're saying the DinoLand closures. It was restaurants. The Saurus is going to be closing on February 2nd. Which is also, I believe, the last day. I believe that's the last day for everything. Because I think Dinosaur's last day as well.
Yep.
And yeah, so it's going to be like all burgers, chicken strips, chili cheese hot dogs, as we wait for the Tropical Americas to come out. And, and again, that's not really, those dates have not been announced. So
right. I mean,
that's going to be.
It could be quite some time.
Yeah. It just feels like it's going to take a while, especially being just that, even that dinosaurs still open, meaning that there's still a lot that has to be done. Yeah. And that's months away. Yep. So I think, what are they trying to say, 2027? But
yeah. But I mean, we've heard, news of some possible delays.
Right. Because they were talking about, because they got the big things that are going on. It's obviously Cars, Monsters Inc., Tropical Americas. Yep. And then, I mean, it feels like the Villains Land is even more in the distance. I don't even know if we're going to see that this decade. Yeah. It depends, right? Because I think Big Thunder Mountain's supposed to reopen next year. Yeah. I don't know. It's looking like 27, 28, 29, 30. It's going to be when all these things might be lining up. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I think it's going to start to feel like it's dragging. You're just going to be like, this is taking a long time. Yeah. Yeah. The way you kind of felt when TRON was being built. How long are they going to keep building TRON for?
I know. Can you remember that? That was a decade of waiting. That was crazy.
Yeah. That was a long time.
Yikes.
So it is upsetting that Animal Kingdom is not going to have that market, that feel. Yeah. But I guess if other places if people aren't going there, right? Or how long are they going to keep serving it for? Yeah. They did say that I always forget that the Kusafari, that window that's over there. That's as you're going to to the safari, to Kilimanjaro. I think that's used to close at 11. It was only a breakfast spot, and now it's going to stay open later. Okay. Because they are taking out all the DinoLand food is gone. Yeah. And now they're going to close Harambe Market while I think for a few months while they, change things up. And so it's going to be people are going to want to eat. Yeah. Still. And so now all these places, so they got to keep a couple other places open. All right. Longer. A couple of the other stands are going to get some of their food. I know there was a buffalo chicken, it was a buffalo chicken potato chip meal. That's going to be, I forget if they said it was going to 8 Spoons of Cafe. I can't remember exactly. There's a lot of facts in my brain, and sometimes they get jumbled up.
That's fair. I get that.
We got, one of the things that we missed, it's a little bit, it happened about a week ago, but Disney did announce that the reopening for Spaceship Earth, right, is going to happen on October 25th.
Yep. It's coming.
Yeah, and that's kind of a big deal. I know that, look, Spaceship Earth seems old to a lot of people, and it's a slow moving ride telling you the story of communication, right, throughout the years. Right. I think it's this, like, we have to go every time
we do.
The kids want to go, right?
Yes.
The kids no, we have to go on Spaceship Earth. You're like, you're right. And I don't even think they understand a lot of the stuff that's going on there. I mean, I would love to sit them down and have a lecture about, the Johann Gutenberg and the printing press and movable type and all that stuff. And when you tell them, like, this was a computer, that was a computer, when it shows, the scientists at NASA and they're standing there. I don't know what it's interesting that they're not announcing what they've done. Like, we don't know what to expect when it does open.
Yeah.
But I'm interested to find out.
I really feel like it couldn't have been that much because it was such a short closing.
Yeah. I mean, it closed in August, right? I think it was the end of August it closed.
Okay. Yeah.
And so now, you're looking at it was 2 months.
Yeah.
Seems longer than that. But I wonder the technology on in the cars, right? The screens, the touch screens didn't work that well.
Oh yeah. See, yeah. But that was like the whole part of it. It's like so old and crickety at this point that you're like,
if I don't get in there, if I get in there and I don't smell crayons, you understand the rage that I'm gonna feel.
One of our travel specialists used to work there, and she tried to come up with all the theories of why you think it smells like crayons. It was pretty funny. So I thought it was adorable.
A lot of it makes sense to me. I get it.
Yep. Old crayons.
So this one kind of came out of nowhere. It just came out today. Mickey's PhilharMagic is going to close for 3 weeks.
For 3 weeks. That is an excruciating long
for refurbishment
time.
Why would you close the best ride in all the Disney parks?
Everything's got to have a little touch up.
Yeah,
on occasion.
But I wonder now. They're not saying what is. It says routine refurbishment. So I don't know if they're. I know like a few years ago they did it and they changed the projection system so it was a better picture, and it does. I think it's a really that screen and the projection that they come out is it's a real vibrant experience, right? And not even just when the screens open up and it like turns into the
bigger
and like everything gets.
Listen,
really
sitting in those first 6 rows or something.
That's the recommendation.
Game changer. I have never sat in those first 6 rows and like experiencing that. I was like, I get it now. This was so cool. So try that out if you can.
It was actually, she wasn't that big into Mickey's PhilharMagic. It was definitely driving. It was a little bit of a wedge in our marriage. I'm only
It's just because every time we go into a place that has air conditioning, you'd fall asleep.
Except for there. But even if it doesn't have air conditioning, living with the land, I still will fall asleep.
We all sadly fell asleep last time. I think that says something about our trip was.
I'm pretty sure it was 43 minutes long, and I do enjoy that ride. It's just that one is particularly hot. But so Mickey's PhilharMagic is going to be down for 3 weeks. It says beginning November 23rd.
All right. Well, okay.
Oh, it does not have hours listed. Retraction beginning November 23rd. So no, it says it does have hours. I'm getting this all wrong. It is. The last day of operation is October 31st. So Halloween's the last day. And then it's going to be down for 3 weeks. It does have hours listed for November 23rd. So it should hopefully be open. That's the week of Thanksgiving. So we could all give thanks to Mickey's PhilharMagic opening and to whatever awesome, additions or changes or adjustments are made. For that, one of the other things that they announced, and it's kind of like it happened. I don't know if anybody besides travel agents really cared about this, but that Disney announced their after hours
Well,
bring
I
it
think
back
that's
out
a big
after hours.
deal. We have a lot of after hours ticket sales, honestly, lately. And I think that's kind of where it's going. It's pushing, right? They're separating some age groups here by selling after hours
Yeah.
and making that a more affordable choice than a family with young kids going during the day. So it is an interesting thought.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I think it is.
Absolutely. But I don't feel, the after hours events outside of the, Mickey's Not So Scary
Mhm.
and the Very Merry Christmas Party, like just the regular after hours events. I don't know if it's like for me, I don't know if it's worth it at that cost.
Yeah. Well, because so it's 10 p.m. to 1 a.m.
Mhm.
And you're looking at what's a typical price for a ticket?
I don't know if it listed.
The new pricing for it. Okay.
This is on the Disney Parks blog. You think you would? You were planning, but yeah, I don't see anything on pricing.
All right. Well, we'll have to compare all of that and then like kind of break it down with what the line weights look like and whatnot. I do think it's an interesting thought. I guess you'd have to map out what your priority rides are and really hit them pretty hard.
Let's see what are the ticketed pages. So it's saying That's Very Merry. Yeah, it doesn't have them yet.
Go to purchase tickets.
I did.
Oh. No. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's saying currently not available. So I don't know.
All right. Well,
so we'll get back to that.
I guess they're gonna tell us soon.
But we do have ticket pricing for a Very Merry Christmas Party.
I know.
Some dates, Jollywood Nights.
Yeah.
It's $159 for a kid or an adult. What does that mean?
It means adults and kids. Kids are adults.
Adults and kids can do anything.
Listen, Rob, you get to go down there and enjoy these things, but we'll talk about that more.
Oh boy.
In coming episodes.
Things are happening.
But as for tonight, we're going to wrap this up. We hope that you enjoyed hanging out with us. Thanks for hanging in there as you can hear, my throat is cracking. It is ready to go for the day.
I have to give a big shout out to Abbie for being a trooper. She did not feel good and she rallied because she did not want to disappoint.
I have taken a lot of cold meds today.
Pioneers. And we want to give a big shout out to Sarah, aka Tink, for hanging in with us. Sorry we couldn't have you on. We will figure out our remote issues and get you on soon. We really do appreciate everyone for stopping by, everyone for coming in.
And until next time, we got to go outside and chase a coyote. But if you loved hanging out with us tonight, don't forget to follow and subscribe. And we'll leave leave us with a little pixie dust if you like to rate us and review, like all 5 stars. That would be really great. Otherwise, this is Rob and Abbie signing off. See you real soon.
This has been a Family Travel Planner production.